In Washington, lawmakers gathered at the Capitol to commemorate the 6 million Jews who were murdered and other victims of Nazi persecution. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries encouraged people to never, ever forget.
Did you know that federal law in the U.S. mandates the remembrance of the Holocaust? The United States established days of remembrance to educate and honor its victims. In stark contrast, there is no similar national mandate for memorializing slavery. It's time to find out why.
During the Holocaust, Jews were isolated, dehumanized, and abandoned, while others stood by. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. It's important that we continue to take a side.
Yes, federal law in the United States mandates the remembrance of this event. This is a law. It's called the Annual Days of Remembrance, and it supports education through the bipartisan Never Again Education Act of 2020, which funds teacher training through the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum. This highlights the differences in how these significant historical events are recognized and remembered across the nation. Over 29 states mandate Holocaust education in schools. The question we certainly should be asking is, why is there a federal law in the United States to remember horrific crimes committed against those harmed in another country, but we do not have a similar law to remember those who were harmed here? So we see that the fight for the acknowledgement of Negro identities and histories is deeply intertwined with systemic racism, and this imbalance highlights social preferences that elevate certain stories of pain and suffering while excluding others, which leads to selective remembrance.
Arkansas paid tribute with a major legislative milestone.
5 News reporter Zoe Henry was there and spoke with key supporters that push to have Holocaust education be a staple to Arkansas school curriculums.
I agree.
Holocaust survivor Peter says the Holocaust Remembrance Day all started with that dream. The law requires for students to learn about the Holocaust.
Mandating Holocaust education in Arkansas public schools for 5th through 12th graders.
The bill became law a year ago with unanimous approval in the House and Senate.
The saying goes, if we do not learn about the past, we are bound to repeat it.
I absolutely agree. So why is there a war on truth when it comes to our history?
Now that the bill is law, the group that helped write it is pushing for teachers to create specific curriculums.
Meanwhile,
Donald Trump has ordered the removal of information on slavery from national parks. That is according to the Washington Post. That includes removing this historic photograph called The Scourged Back. It shows the scars on the back of a formerly enslaved man named Peter. Abolitionists released the photo in 1863 to show the cruelty of slave masters.
a few moments later,
the Trump administration told the National Museum of African American History and Culture to remove improper ideology and scrub exhibits that focus on systemic racism. Members of the administration have consistently minimized the horrors of slavery and discounted its foundational role in shaping America. Trump also removed memorials honoring enslaved people across the country. And it doesn't really stop at the museums. It's become pretty widespread. The Pentagon mistakenly removed and then had to restore after pushback Jackie Robinson's military biography. The same thing happened with Harriet Tubman's archives in the National Park Service. Trump also ordered national park gift shops to remove items promoting DEI, whatever that means at this point.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
President Trump is ordering a review of America's museums in an attempt to get rid of exhibits he doesn't like. He's specifically targeting the world's largest museum complex, the Smithsonian. The president says museums should focus more on America's brightness and not how bad slavery was. ABC's Christian Cordero has details from Washington.
Today, America's museums are on notice. President Trump says he has directed his attorneys to review and get rid of exhibits that he disagrees with, specifically calling out the Smithsonian Museum and claiming it is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been.
We want the museums to talk about the history of our country in a fair manner, not in a woke manner or in a racist manner.
Decolonize your